excellence in sports entertainment.
Pro wrestling talk from the four corners of parts unknown. This is That Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome to That Wrestling Podcast. And hey, guess what? I am medically cleared to do an entire pod this week.
Wow.
How about that? Hey, I just want to thank.
You still got it.
I want to thank all of the TWP universe for all their kind words and their well wishes. The hashtag Get Well Brian was trending worldwide. I'm absolutely flattered.
You're welcome.
Your care and support. Yes.
This was a bigger get well than Get Well Matilda from the British Bulldogs back in the 80s.
Never.
That was
no
huge.
Way.
Made me cry.
Yeah.
But Brian, we were rooting for you, so glad you're back.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks. All right, now let me step out of fantasy land because none of that actually happened. But I guess that's kind of funny where you can't step out of fantasy land and we talk about professional wrestling. But okay, I'm twisting my words around here, if you know what I mean.
Are you sure you're medically cleared?
Are you drunk?
When did I take my last pill? I got a couple left. No, we're good, guys.
An hour ago.
Yeah, it'll be a rocky road, but we'll be good. No, it's another big week in professional wrestling. But first, what are you wearing?
What are you wearing? What are you wearing? What are you wearing today? What are you wearing? What are you wearing? What are you wearing today?
All right, let's start off with Kevin. You and I talked a little bit off the air, and we don't have a dedicated segment to this, but the Lex Luger documentary. 80. I don't know if all you guys got to see it. I really enjoyed it.
I watched it.
I'm halfway through. They're long, so I usually have to cut it up into two pieces. And since wrestling's on every single night, it's hard to get, the hour and a half, 2 hours to watch it straight through. But no, it's pretty dang good. I'm just after the part where Lex Express started. So I was actually wearing my new shirt I picked up at SummerSlam. And then I was like, okay, I got to switch it out because you got to support the Lex Express and do the big pose. But no, just little things in the first half I thought were really interesting. It's not like a big spoiler, but the reason why Brian and I kind of chatted prior, because he played football at Penn State for a year. It was just, those are the type of little things
Who knew?
That I really enjoy watching in these biographies. If I don't know the guy, extremely well before the wrestling, aspect of their life started. So no, it's pretty dang good so far. And then
is his real name Lex Luger?
No, it's Larry Pohl.
Yeah, like
it's
PFOHL.
Yeah.
And he talks about how the name came together too.
All right, I'll get into it this weekend.
Because
you'll
of an
see, it's
80s
funny.
television show.
Yeah, you'll let him watch it.
Yeah.
But yes, it's a good
But
story.
the first half, super great, and we all know his life goes downhill. But so that's going to be kind of the depressing part. But so far, I enjoy it. I've enjoyed it so far.
Yeah, Jason, the summer of Cena is over. It's been a good run.
Yeah, because I just got too much cool shit, and I didn't want to dig through storage. So from CameraGuyGimmick.com, it's the Mean Street Posse shirt. Shane O'Mac's friends that helped back out in the Attitude Era. CameraGuyGimmick.com is where I picked up this wonderful piece.
Joe, speaking of our Joe, you have I believe a birthday boy shirt.
Yeah, I'm
today,
going with the birthday boy this week. I got last week I wore the black red edge, the Reg shirt from SummerSlam, thinking that everyone else was going to, and you didn't. So I'm still sticking with the non-black shirt. So I'm going with the yellow and red Hulkamania shirt for the birthday boy at the time of recording. Now, Jason, don't answer this. I want to see what everyone knows. Name the three guys on Jason's shirt. You can't say the Mean Street Posse. Give me their names.
Pete Gas.
One.
Pete Gas.
Joey Abs.
Two.
Two.
And that's what I was thinking.
Now there's one more.
Rodney.
Rodney.
Three,
There you go. Good job.
Joey
It's just all
Abs is
three
what
of
I
you.
forgot. Yeah.
Joey Abs is the most I think Joey Abs was the most basically memorable besides,
Pete Gas.
And then
Gas.
Rodney.
His name's
Boring
Pete
Rodney.
Gas.
But yeah, I went with the
Like
yellow and
Uncle
red
Fester
Hulkamania
in there.
shirt.
we'll look forward to their A&E doc in season 9.
I'm gonna be
when they've run out of every other wrestler.
It's like, oh, next week Coco Beware, but right now the Mean Street Posse.
Yeah.
Luger's was good. He doesn't come off as a good guy until like the last 10 minutes. Like he comes off like terrible.
Admittedly,
it was a hatchet job where he was alive to basically be part of it, unlike the Macho Man one.
Yeah.
So Jason, you got that going for you. Like if you ever get to watch it, remember the Macho Man one? How mad we were because they were just like they were. But at least this time, the guy who's getting ripped apart for the first hour of it
can defend
himself. Is there to confirm everything. Yeah, it was. That's the way I was. Like no one.
No, he was admitting it, which was refreshing to have that happen. And so, we got a 5th member for a little bit of the show tonight. Ryan the Barber is so cool to be joining us. We thought
Brutus.
Jason was going to be on assignment, but he was able to finagle his schedule to be here. But we said, Ryan, come on board. I don't know if you can tell because I was mowing the lawn and doing other physical things, but Ryan, again, hooked me up, made me look all sort of pretty. So thank you, my friend. Great job as always. And what are you wearing tonight?
Wait, he even touches up your beard?
Oh yeah. It's a package deal, buddy.
Does he do this? The
is it straight edge?
Neck? Yeah,
I can do straight edge. Yeah,
he can do it. Yeah, usually
we
do the razor. So sometimes I have to bring the one that I bring in from home and say like, this is the size. And he's like, oh yeah, that one. Okay, so we got all.
But today I just got a classic Rock T-shirt.
Oh yeah,
nice. Is that vintage or
special?
Okay, I was just gonna ask, is that a vintage
back
or
in the day.
reproduction? Nice. This has been the longest What Are You Wearing, I think, in the 80 episodes. This is episode 80.
Oh, okay. That's
of
a nice
this
round
podcast.
number.
Yeah, now it includes the regular shows, the extras, the whatever other shows we've done in the meantime. So there's 80 shows. And the best part is we've 80 Fridays in a row we've had new content.
Wow.
Which is I'm very proud of that.
Consistency, yes.
Yeah, I'm very proud of that. And we have Ryan here this week because he was in Nashville as well. Yes. We're going to hear about the Starcast experience, but this is the first time the 4 of us have been together since the vlog went live on Saturday. What'd you guys think of it?
Pretty funny.
Thank you, Ryan. Kevin, my acting skills are amazing. Don't give me that crap.
We were living in a material world, and some of you are material girls, apparently.
And Kevin, you didn't remember that, right?
No, I didn't remember the shoulder shimmy.
And I love the fact that Brian, like before we watched it, it's like I don't remember the golf cart.
No, I did not.
I was right at the beginning too.
I was like street dancing, sort of.
You were trying to be like Scott Hall, I think.
Yeah, and then it was like, "Whoa, I'm getting run over." I have no recollection of that.
Ryan, you're not in the vlog, but you came up during like the Facebook post because when I got home Sunday, my wife was following us and looking at the pictures, and she's like, "Are you guys just so drunk that you're just grabbing random dudes with Macho Man shirts and taking pictures with them?" And I'm like, "No, that's Ryan from the Kidney Walk. He gave me my haircut." And she's like, "Oh, I remember now." But it's like, yeah, she thought we were just like that we're just finding wrestling fans on Broadway and just taking a picture with us.
I guess what, I don't know if I sent the video as part of the vlog, but that was a highlight of Tootsie's was in the next connecting bar, Kevin seeing a guy with an NWO shirt and him on the other roof with his 1, 2, 3 kids shirt. Like, too sweet me, bro.
Yeah, I was like, I was looking at him like, he didn't send it. So
no, I must have forgot.
I mean, you posted it
so
online.
yes, we were doing that. Okay.
Yeah, we were posting like all weekend.
It was great.
But it's like, yeah, Ryan, you got to shout out for my wife because she's like, oh, I remember now because she thought we were just grabbing people from the street and taking pictures with them, and we posted the Macho Man shirt.
And Kevin, your wife watched, right?
She did.
What'd she think of it?
She laughed. She she loved it, and my father-in-law watched.
Oh,
okay.
Twice, by the way.
Oh,
just for the
was
fact
he bored?
He said, the first time he said he fell asleep, and then he messaged us. And he's like, I don't know if I fell asleep because I was tired or if it was not interesting, but I enjoyed it the second time.
It was Jason singing that made him fall asleep.
Oh,
we got heckled. We got heckled online in the comments section.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, the guy was like, hey, Mark Burnett, this is the future of reality TV. And I'm like, well, Kevin, loves Survivor.
That's
And I was
why.
like, do you know Mark
Foreshadowing.
Burnett? And his tag was like Chicago boy 6'9", 4'2", 810. And I was like, is your name Phil? Thought maybe it was CM Punk that was like chiming in, but he wasn't. But he has connections to Radio Disney, which is weird because Brian has connections. I have connections, so like it was weird. But I didn't ask him about that. But overall, I mean, I had never put a vlog together. You know, Brian did all the Saturday stuff. I did the Thursday, Friday stuff, and you know, if we do another road trip again like this, I definitely want to keep that streak continue. And I'm going to Chicago in a couple weeks for All Out weekend. So
Ryan
that's
confirmed that
news.
he is going. As of yesterday, I think you said you got your tickets. Oh, you're on mute, buddy.
You're muted.
Oh,
You're
back
muted.
to teaching
Sorry,
during the
sorry.
pandemic. You're on
I
mute.
had to move location. My Wi-Fi is shitty in this area, but I had switched over. But I was sitting there debating it, really thinking on it. I didn't think I could get the time off from work. Still kind of just tired from SummerSlam. And I messaged my buddy who I went to Forbidden Door with. I was like, we can give it a shot if I can get the day off. I was kind of thinking I wouldn't. Ended up getting it off. So I was like, well, damn it, we got to go. So bought that Wednesday morning. And then Punk came back last night. I'm like, okay, now I'm really glad we're going.
Yeah.
Are you going? Did you buy the 3-event package or just for Sunday?
Just the all out. I'm going in at 6 a.m. Saturday morning. And then we're going to the We Watch Wrestling live show. And then we're going to hit GCW at 8 o'clock.
Oh.
Chilling, going to the pay-per-view Sunday, and then hitting the train Monday morning at 6 a.m. again to come back. And I work Tuesday. So
wow.
Trying to cram as much as I can in, dude.
It's awesome.
Yeah, when I bought my tickets, like trying to get the event by itself was ridiculous. Like it was so expensive. And then they had that, that 3-event package for $200. So I bought them. Yeah. And I'm trying to sell my Dynamite tickets. And with that last Dynamite before the pay-per-view, I'm hoping somebody will bite on them. I'm asking like $80. I'm not even wanting like full price.
That's fair.
But I will not be going to GCW because my friend Doc will be bringing his 9-year-old son. So I don't think we can take him to GCW. But
perfect age.
He doesn't like light tubes. What the hell?
We're going to.
What's wrong with this kid?
We're going to Rampage Friday. The Fan Fest is Saturday, and then of course All Out Sunday.
What's this Fan Fest like?
AEW has a Fan Fest before every one of their pay-per-views, so it's like they have like autographs and they do unveilings of new figures and kind of like stuff that happens at Starcast, which you went to in Nashville, and that's another reason why we wanted to have you on to talk a little bit about the Starcast experience, because we didn't do anything with that other than me going to the Ric Flair final match show, which we talked about last week. But let's hear about Starcast, Ryan.
Yeah. So came down with a buddy, one of my best friends since 6th grade.
Shout out to Kevin.
Really, we've been friends forever. I brought his son with me and my girlfriend, and girlfriend had actually had a pretty surprisingly good time. But the 10-year-old little man, he'll remember it forever. It was awesome. So
nice.
We wanted to include Starcast in the kind of the weekend, so we actually got it to work out perfectly. He got to go meet Diesel and Orange Cassidy and all these guys, but it's a good time. But when I went to Starcast, man, it was awesome. First thing when we walk in, the first thing I seen was a table of ring used belts. And as a belt collector, my God, I just stopped and just marveled at it for like an hour. It was $10 photos for any belt you want type thing. And I would have spent $200 if someone stopped me, because there was probably 12, 15 titles. I have a picture of it. I can send it to Brian if he wants to post it, or I can post it to you guys' Twitter. And all ring used belt that Conrad bought, TNA, big, or Wildcat, big, Kenny Omega one he had, old Stunning Steve US title. My favorite one was the Attitude Era Big Eagle, which was the Austin, Rock, Triple H, Big Show, all those guys ones. And I actually got to hold the title that was used throughout the time from 2000 to 2002. So it was really awesome, because me being young at that age and being so dialed into it, seeing that was just unbelievable. But Starcast was great. But one little quick story about the belts that was really cool was the guy was kind of filling me in about different pieces of the belts and why things were certain ways. And he actually showed me the belt. And if you look at it straight on, where it used to say the WWF scratch logo, they had grinded the F down because when they got sued, they wanted to keep the belts. Obviously, they just got them. So facing forward, holding the plates towards you, you can see the F. but if you turn it just a little bit, it's kind of blacked out. And it's very cool though, like to see that. So yeah, pretty awesome. Starcast, everything else was great. Got to meet a bunch of great guys. I actually ran into the Good Brothers, Orange Cassidy.
It's Brian's favorite.
It was cool, man.
He
Brother
does.
or Bubba Ray, Brother Ray, whatever, Bully Ray, whatever it is, he was there. A lot of cool like collectible figures that were autographs. Just meeting everybody. I met Danhausen again. I told him I wasn't stalking him because I've met him 3 times in 3 months. I'm just like, bro, I'm sorry.
Are you
We
cursed?
just keep running into each other.
Are you cursed now?
You are now cursed.
He started winding it up. Yeah.
Yeah, super nice guy, but overall, Starcast was great, man.
Ryan,
didn't end up
because I've
going
never
to
been
Flair
to,
thing.
I've never been to one of these. I've never really been to any sort of convention. So how does it work with when you get your ticket? Does that allow you to get photos and autographs with the wrestlers that are there, or is it
Nope.
Pay per wrestler?
Yep,
They all have
exactly.
their own rates, and okay, all right.
Yep. Yeah,
I
it's
wondered
cool.
about that.
Everyone's really cool. Obviously, they're getting a lot of money for just talking to you for a second, but it's really cool just to kind of talk to them. Like I always try to think of something to ask them not wrestling related. Like when I met the Good Brothers, I was telling you this earlier. I asked them who does their beards because I'm like, I'm a barber and you guys' beards are immaculate. And Luke Gallows actually does his own beard, which is pretty crazy. He said his mom used to be a cosmetologist, and he said Hot Carl's beard, he goes to somebody for him. And I laughed, man. It's
awesome.
So like interacting with some of these guys, some of them are $40-$50, but you're going to have a fun story to tell forever. You know, I don't have to get an autograph. I just like a photo. I have enough stuff. You were saying, Jason, I have plenty of stuff. I don't need more autographs. It's the photos and like the cool little conversation. Like one quick thing. Sorry. My buddy's kid he was just shy as hell. Like was hiding behind us. He'd never seen his heroes in real life, like ever. And he met Orange Cassidy. And when I went up there, Orange was a super cool guy, you know, gave the little fist bump, all that good stuff. And when Little Man went up there, he could tell he was nervous, and Orange just like slowly pushed his chair out, stood up, and then kind of leaned on him and did this. Awesome. Kid lit up, man. But those interactions, it's worth it, man. I met Cardona and all those guys too, and just so cool.
Did he remember calling me a mark?
I forgot to ask him that
because Brian told him to say it.
Maybe next time. Yeah.
I 100% recommend if you guys get an option or opportunity to go, you really should.
I would love for us to do some convention like
we're
that.
We're gonna have to. Yeah.
You know,
it's
I talked about
every penny.
You know, when we were in Nashville, they do like the NWA one in Charlotte, North Carolina. I think this year it was called The Gathering, and it just happened like last weekend, you know, the weekend after you know, SummerSlam in Nashville. So yeah, I went to the Starcast in Vegas, and it was the same deal. You had to buy your wristband to get in for 2 or 3 days or whatever, but each person was an individual. And the photo ops though are great. I got one with the NWO. It's on my wall. It's Hall, Nash, Bischoff, and X-Pac, awesome. All 4. And then the one that I wanted, this was it was the 4 Horsemen. It was Arn, Tully, Wyndham, and Ric Flair. But that was right when Ric Flair got sick the last time. So I didn't get it because they canceled the appearance and stuff. But I met Tony Schiavone at that one, and you know, it was just cool. You know, it is a lot of fun just to go and see these guys in their element. And you know, I went to Starcast 2, so this is the 5th one, and I'm sure it's evolved more and more. And obviously, with the Ric Flair last match event, it is definitely worth it. So even if it's like a Comic-Con in Detroit for you, Brian, or you know, Fort Wayne, or you know, wherever Joe lives in Ohio, but it was a good time.
That's awesome.
I'm not Midwest Jason anymore, Joe. So the insults are they're starting to come now.
Ryan, one quick little line I want you to share too, when you talked about your friend's son about being at SummerSlam, and you told me a pretty funny line. I said got a couple of the rows around you laughing when it was time for Roman Reigns to come out.
Yep. So Little Man, obviously he's 10. He's super into it. He's all about the bloodline. T-shirt, hat, all day, the whole day, everywhere he went. And we were like 5 rows from the railing, and the entrance was kind of weird. We were at the left side of the tunnel of it, so when they got to us, we could barely see their backs, you know. But he could still see them from 10 feet or so. So he went up there and he was like, you know, you guys care if I go up there? And like, no, dude, you're 10, go have fun. Like, they're not going to tell you to go do it. Like, they might tell you to go sit back down, but you can get a couple minutes out of it at least. And he comes back up before the Roman match, and he's like, he tells my buddy Kevin, he's like, Dad, can I go down there and, you know, stand on the rail? And he's like, yeah, go down there. Just don't go over the edge. And he's like, I got to go acknowledge my tribal chief. And like four rows popped, man. They just thought it was adorable. And he runs down there just screaming, and
that's awesome.
It was cool, man.
I love
pop.
hearing those stories, and
Yeah,
you know, just being around kids at an event is how we all should watch wrestling. I say it every week on this show, but like
100%.
we should all watch wrestling like kids. Cheer the good guys, boo the bad guys, just don't be a dick.
Just get lost in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's all part of the fun. Ryan, thank you, my friend. Hey, thanks for the
Thanks,
cut.
bro.
Maybe we'll
Anytime.
have you back on with you and Jay for like the week up all out wrap
All
up. Get your
that'd be great.
post show.
Appreciate being back on, guys. It's awesome talk to y'all again.
Awesome, brother. Thank you. Talk to you
Thanks,
soon.
Ryan.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
See you, Brutus.
All right. By the way, guys, what are you wearing? I'm wearing the Bobby Heenan shirt.
The official longest edition of What Are You
It
Wearing?
took 80 episodes to make What Are You Wearing 30
Oh my
minutes
God.
long.
Ryan, it works.
I
said,
realized
"What are you
that like right when we
And
started
now
getting
it's time
into
for the
Ryan, I'm
5
like,
count.
I didn't go. Yeah. Wow. All right. Good times. All right. Well, so how about the week that was of wrestling? Another huge week all around. First off, I wanted to rewind back to SmackDown. Another one of just the Triple H putting his stamp on things. Karrion Kross and Scarlett are back. They show up at the end of the show. They take out McIntyre. They do the old TikTok to Roman. Crazy. I was floored. Didn't see that coming.
Nobody did.
No. So, guys, your excitement level for his return, what you saw on Friday night.
This is outstanding because, like you said, Brian, nobody saw it coming. And we get the full package. We get Scarlett. We get the full entrance.
Yeah.
We lose the dominatrix gear. And he's in with the top guys. He's the number 2 heel in SmackDown now. And what came out earlier today, and we record on Thursdays, Wrestling with Freddie Prinze Jr. podcast, Freddie is putting together a promotion, and Kross was going to be his champion. There is a great story of Freddie saying, you know, now that Vince is gone, Hunter's going to call. And he goes, and if you don't take that call because of me, you're an idiot. Go listen to Wrestling with Freddie to get the full story. I just hope he shaves his head.
The hair's a little different. Yeah.
The hair is different.
I like the hair. I think the last time we saw him, because I think I sent you guys Drew McIntyre's tweet afterwards.
Yes.
Did I just get beat up by a guy in a mask and it was dressed up as a dominatrix a couple months ago? I think the hair really is the like relaunch of Karrion Kross with Scarlett. If he shaves his head, it's going to be a reminder of what the failure was.
Maybe,
now
but
it's like, you know, it's. And I love the fact that it went black and white too. You said
Yes.
the entrance is back, but the camera effects were too.
But the issue, Joe, or the thing is, Joe, a lot of people may not remember Karrion Kross from his previous, even though it's only been like less than a year, they may not remember Kross. And the one thing that get lost in all of this,
And that's
one thing
if they don't remember it.
well, yeah, but that's what I said. So if he shaves his head, it won't matter. What gets lost in all of this, we had an opportunity for another new shirt when Drew McIntyre referred to Roman as the tribal queen.
Yes, that was like, whoa! I think I heard that. One of my other friends texted me. Did he say what I think he said? Yeah, that's what I heard too, brother.
The tribal queen.
Thanks, Kev. Thanks
But
for
that made
that
it
audio.
on the air. But Liv Morgan got.
Well, okay. So did she get edited on East Coast feeds?
Yes.
Yes.
So shit. It was like they hit it late on the West Coast feed. So shit came out. It was said.
That's weird because it didn't make it on the East Coast.
Were you watching the same show I was watching?
Shit came out of her mouth on
my
SmackDown on the West Coast
Like
feed.
a South Park episode back in the day.
Oh yes, 162 of them on that
Wow,
episode. But
what just
Brian, are you
happened?
okay that Liv was getting booed out of the building? And
That's
yelled?
a good question.
It's over.
I see both sides because she was booked like a loser. because she did tap out beforehand. So I get people going like, get out of here. So I think it's a split down the middle sort of thing. It wasn't like she was booed out of the building. She still had people with signs. But it's definitely an alarming thing. And, now she's moving into a program with Shayna. It's going to be really interesting to see how this comes together. I'm definitely not feeling super secure at how it's going for her.
Don't buy any more Liv shirts.
No,
Brian.
no,
because she's done. It's over.
I'm all right.
I think so.
We'll see.
I think I agree with Jason. I think she's done. I think with this is going to be another the booking alone of having Shayna Baszler being the number one contender, Triple H stamp of approval.
Oh yeah. No, 100%.
I hope she bites Liv's face off like she did to Becky.
Bring that back.
Awesome. Yes, bring that
Kev,
back.
your thoughts on Cross or Liv or any of that one?
So I might be the only one who didn't watch SmackDown Live. So I saw the tweet. Have you guys seen it? And I'm like, okay, what happened? What happened? Because we just got to our hotel. So my family went.
Try not to do the spoilers.
Yeah, my family. We went to an amusement park, and I'm like, oh crap, because I was gonna wait, until we got home and watch it. And I was like, nope, I got to look right online. And I was like, what? So I watched, the replay. He did look a little weird with hair, but I'll say that. But I'll say this: in NXT, the bald look looked great with his in-ring gear. Right now, he has hair. What's his in-ring gear going to be like? Is it just going to be him wearing the
boots and tights?
That's right.
Tights.
Yeah, and then just with nice looking hair. I don't know. He doesn't look as tough with versus the bald head. You should tell him that too. You should tweet him that and see what he says.
I want to live.
I think it's a good look. I don't know. I think it's a good look. And I know Brian was like, did you watch it live? And in our text chain, I was like, Roman Reigns said hospital. The wise man's in the hospital. I made that the big deal. So Jason wouldn't get spoiled.
Yeah, no, I'm listen, guys. Yeah, the surprise was fantastic, and Jay, you touched on it. Because it was the same exact feel of the NXT Cross. That did it for me, because you guys know how much some of these NXT call-ups, whether it's the name change or gimmick change, that I'm like, oh no. So to see Triple H kind of reel that in a little bit gets my stamp of approval. So really excited to have him back and see where it goes.
One last thing. Mm-hmm. Nobody is freaking out about Io Sky's name change, but if it was Vince that did it, people would have lost their minds. They're hypocrites.
Yeah, hypocrites. I mean, it's fair. I think just because her name was that's so close. There's still a line. There's a difference between Pete Dunne and Butch and Raquel Gonzalez to Raquel Rodriguez, right? It's okay.
Butch is more over than Pete Dunne ever was.
Irrelevant. The name's still
truth.
Still ridiculous.
Fact.
Triple H was in charge to be like, what the fuck? No, but anyway. But
even though at SummerSlam it said Io Shirai on the screen.
It did, yeah. The production team didn't get the memo just yet, but yeah.
Well, Sky is so popular. That's where Bailey Dakota Sky on Monday night.
Yes,
that was hilarious.
But it was so good. You dummies are making me lose my.
I know I messed up.
Yeah, and that's how I have the next segment talking about Raw, and I put it in my notes. More Raw amazingness. You guys touched on it last week, Joe, especially about what was this? This was so good. I was so invested. We had. They announced it on SmackDown. We had the first matchup of the women's tag title tournament. We had Kevin Owens taking out Ezekiel, Ciampa and Bobby Lashley. Incredible match.
Yeah.
Love the Harley Race tribute from Ciampa. All of that. The robe. Come on. It was so good.
That's so Triple H. That's Triple H.
1,000%. And then the car crash behind the scenes. I'm texting Joe and Kev, because Jay, you're not live on it, going did you catch this? What is this? And the whole thing that continued on and ended up with the Dexter Loomis appearance. Guys, it's 2 for 2 for me as far as just how entertaining these shows have been.
Raw was really good. I wish it was 2 hours. I want to talk about the women's tag tournament. I wrote out brackets, and I got a lot of notes on this because it's a weird mishmash of teams because obviously there aren't a lot of women's tag teams. I like that they put Nikita Lyons and Zoe Stark.
It's fun.
They are main roster talent, and I think they're going to stay whether they win this thing or not.
Yeah.
I think they're staying on the main roster. Did you guys watch NXT by chance on Tuesday?
I caught like the last half of it.
So Nikita Lyons, during her match, screen went black.
Oh, I read about that.
Her jugs popped out of her top.
Yeah. Whoops.
Anyway, I like the randomness of the teams. What I find interesting is that, Io Sky and Dakota Kai, they won their first round match, but they're on the same side of the brackets as Alexa Bliss and Asuka.
Right.
I figured that would be a final, but they're going to meet probably in the next round. I wish that the NXT Tag Team Champs, Women's Tag Champs, were in the tournament. I thought that would be a nice little, you're the champs, you get in, like an automatic bid. And then finally, I think I love the Natty Sonya Deville team. I think that's a great team. And I think they're going to make the finals. And I think it's going to be against Alexa and Asuka, which might be a little weird because Dakota Kai and Sky just came back. But regardless of who wins, and I think the finals are at Coliseum Castle Clash, or whatever
Clash
it's called.
Castle.
Same thing. And I think
live on Coliseum home video.
I think that whoever wins the tournament gets confronted at the event by Sasha and Naomi. That's their return.
I think that's the play too. Hey, we're back now. We want that. I think so.
Yeah.
Too.
And it's such an old game. It's such an old storyline too. That's like never been pulled off. Like it's always been tried to be pulled off. Remember when? Let's go back to Bash at the Beach 2000. Hogan beating Jarrett. It was supposed to be a tournament for the WCW championship, according to all the documentaries. And then the winner was going to get crowned, and Hogan was going to come back and say, "No, you aren't the real champ," and that's where they had their match. I think that's finally going to be pulled off because there won't be as many egos involved this time.
You talking about Sasha's ego?
Sasha's ego, but she's also like it's not the same management this time. So, I mean, she definitely has it, but whatever. It has to be that way to bring back the women's tag team championships.
What else about Raw drew you in this week, Joe?
Okay, the car, and then Dexter Lumis at the end. Am I gonna have to start watching Raw like I'm watching an M. Night Shyamalan movie? Oh my God, everyone was wearing red and no one was watching. No one else was talking to him but the kid. Oh my God, I should have picked up on this the whole time. Because if I do, I'm hooked. I'm in 3 hours.
No. You'll need one of these. You'll need a notebook.
I need a B Rabbit notebook on the from 8 Mile. Okay.
Palms are sweating.
It's like, no, seriously, like I didn't pick up on the car crash until you guys sent the text message because Kevin Owens was on fire with his backstage promo going like, this is it. I'm back to being like, I'm back to basically whooping everyone's ass. And then you also have Ezekiel experiment done. It's done.
I don't know.
I think Elias is coming back.
I think so.
I think that was a Vince thing, and I think this is like, we're gonna give you another shot, but Ezekiel's got to be over with. There's not many legs on that, and Vince was already losing interest in it anyway. I just want Veer back as like basically a monster.
Killer.
The only thing that was fluff in that 3 hours was Omos.
Sure.
Beating the local enhancement talent.
Yeah. Yep,
but I still 3 hours, and like your main event was Miz versus AJ. Who'd have thought those two would have such a good match?
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Oh, Kev? Kevin did.
No, I was just raising my hand. I was just like,
they have different styles. It's like I didn't think Miz would be able and AJ would be able to mesh together, but they played off so well.
Yeah. I just thought it was a very quick 3 hours. I know Joe said it in the past, and I play around on my phone at times watching Raw in the past, just more work, cell phone, this, that. But yeah, the last 2 weeks I've eyes on TV, and that's exciting because I'm 40. We're all in our 40s, right? And we're getting back to be like, this is an exciting time for wrestling. Guess what? in our 30s. There's exciting times for wrestling, 20s when we were teenagers. So it's exciting that we can continue to keep being excited about this. Our wives think we're nerds.
My wife just doesn't care anymore. She's
Ah!
done. She hasn't even watched the vlog yet.
Aw.
Every day I'm like, "Did you watch it? No.
Oh.
Did you watch it? No."
Yeah, I don't
Get
even
it.
ask to
Yeah, yeah. Your wife really doesn't care about the
No,
podcast.
my wife for the vlog was like, "Oh, so when do you want to watch it? Because I want to watch it together with you." And I'm like, "Okay." She's like, "I just want to make sure." I'm like, "There's not going to be anything."
Make
bad
sure
about it."
what?
I know. It's
Weird.
like,
I mean, I wasn't going to put the incriminating stuff in there. I mean,
I didn't
it
remember
was-
the eating the food on the bed part.
Oh, that was a
That's
fun one.
incriminating. I forgot about
TWP
that.
after hours.
she yelled at me for that. She's like, "I sent you with food. What are you doing eating that?"
There was a gas station called Raceway. We had to
I'm
get
like,
food.
Every
It
night.
was the end of the night. We were done. And I'm just sitting there eating the pizza like, "Oh,
It's not that bad.
it's not that bad."
Fade to black.
Too funny.
So terrible.
Yeah.
Kevin went back for seconds the next night.
And I went back the third night. So, yeah.
Raw was great. I love too, just
Yeah.
kind of, another reason why it felt good. Like how fun and different was the Chad Gable Dolph Ziggler match, where it was like an amateur wrestling contest, and the commentary kept talking about All American at Kent State and all these things. Like we've seen Dolph Ziggler for 15 odd years. You actually want to throw different nuances about him to me? Like that's fun.
Dolph feels fresh now,
Yes!
especially going up against Gable. And plus, I think
was
they
great.
dropped the whole theory thing.
Well, yeah, he you know what? He's been out. I did see he had a death in his family. He posted that on his Instagram. So I don't know if it's so much character thinking about what the direction is.
Are you talking
versus
about
just-
theory?
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe it was that. Maybe that's why he was talking to the Undertaker on his TikTok.
Yeah.
That's
okay, that was
theory.
bad.
That's a theory. Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah.
I have a prediction with the Dexter Loomis coming back. Is this a way to get Gargano and like Theory leads them for a new way?
Oh, is that what everybody's predicting? Or just Joe?
No, I'm predicting that because
I don't want that.
How did he lose the Money in the Bank thing? Because the bloodline is in groups. He needs a group of his own, a team of his own to go against the bloodline. But him being the leader instead of Gargano.
Okay.
Well,
you don't like it?
I like it.
I
don't hate it, but it's like
I wanted. You know who I wanted to be under that hood? Enzo.
Well, we'll get into the 5 count. That's coming up here about.
He's not even on my list. But
okay,
that
good times. But yeah, no, fantastic all around. I am optimistic. It's early, but so far 2 for 2 for Raws for Triple H.
Yeah, good
it's
times.
like what Bully Ray said on Busted, or I think it was Tommy Dreamer, one of the two, Brian, that said when we were on our way back from Nashville, this is the honeymoon phase.
Yes.
The next couple of weeks is going to be Triple H can do no wrong, which is great.
Yeah.
We have to be patient, though. There's going to be some episodes that aren't going to be that good. We can't just say, "Oh, they're back to being terrible again."
Oh yeah. And I think most of the time, collectively the 4 of us are more positive on Raw in the past than maybe other shows or what you see online. We take the good and the bad, right?
I'm positive all the time. Joe is super negative all the time.
You're positive too much, though. You're positive about everything. You still think Retribution's a good idea.
Oh no.
Don't hate.
That's all the time we have. Oh, all right. All right, let's go on to AEW. We'll keep things moving. So I got 2 things we'll talk about. Last week, AEW issued a match for Rampage with Moxley and Mance Warner. Mance Warner, I knew from GCW.
Yep.
But again, an indie guy, not on the roster, his debut on AEW. And there was a TikTok that a fan, he went viral complaining about AEW giving a non-member of the roster, Mance Warner, a match with Mox with no build. Now, I think in AEW's defense, they had a promo of Mance talking about who he is. He did have a match on Dark on Thursdays. No, I didn't watch it, but I know they did do that. And before wrestling on the live Rampage. So want to get your thoughts on this, guys. It's kind of, for me, it's kind of a 2-sided coin. Is this a case of another like AEW, hey, sign more guys, we got to get another guy? Or do you like that in this case, a relative unknown gets an opportunity like this?
So Mance Warner won the Bunkhouse Battle Royal
Which they
at
showed
Ric Flair's last
yes.
match. Okay, so that's one.
Yes.
Two, this was not a title match. This was just a title eliminator match, which that always throws me off because I feel like a title eliminator match needs to be against two potential contenders, not the champion and a challenger. But I like this because at one time there was a guy that had a one-off, and now he's the most loved guy on the AEW roster, and that's Eddie Kingston. I think Mance Warner has the potential to be the next Eddie Kingston. And, we joke about sign more guys, but this is a guy they should sign because he's not an ex-WWE guy. He's an indie guy. He's a GCW guy. And, this is the type of people they need to keep it new and fresh, not boring, old and stale ex-WWE guys. And I am all in for this. And fuck that loser on TikTok.
Wow. I 1,000% agree with you about I've hated, because this has been a WWE staple, the championship contender match, right? I hate that. It's not so much being an unknown guy or making his debut. I hate the hey, if he beats the champ, then he gets an actual match with the champ. That I've hated that. It's lazy. It's garbage. Get rid of that. So that's my only issue with everything with this whole Mance Moxley situation. Kev, your thoughts?
I thought it worked because he won the battle royal.
Yeah,
right. That gave him the opportunity. I'm kind of on the fence on it because just for the fact where it would have built up, say, had it at a bigger event, right? And then they could have made it like a Rocky versus Apollo, like an extreme underdog, even though he would have lost. But it could have built it up a little bit more. And I'm thinking like overall, I thought it was great. But if they want to use it in the future like that, not a bad way. Is he going to get a long-term deal? Who knows? But he's a decent wrestler and he has a good look.
Well, he has that like kind of throwback brawler.
Stan
He
Hansen
gets
type.
I'll go to the pay window. He kept saying. Hey, okay, that's fun, I guess, right? It's fun. Joe?
I think it goes back to the old territory days where Ric Flair was the traveling champion. He would go to different territories and go in an 60-minute match against their top guy to see what they got to be moved up to the big leagues. I mean, it was mentioned in the Luger A&E documentary of, Luger was so green, but he was like he had the look. So Flair comes down, he's like, I did an hour with him, but it was like basically pulling teeth. It was terrible because he was not good in the ring, but he got brought up to Crockett. I like the idea of using like a guy like Moxley or whatever, like AEW, going to other promotions to scout talent, to see if they're ready to come up to a big league, even though Jason calls them all indie wrestling, but
all indie W.
All indie W. But the thing is, it's like they are a major promotion. Yeah. So I don't have a problem with it. And anyone, it doesn't matter what happens. There's always going to be someone online who's going to try to make a name for himself to piss all over it. And you just got to basically ignore that. Just enjoy
Say
wrestling.
It, Joe. Say fuck that guy on TikTok.
No, I'm not gonna say
that.
No,
say it.
You just said it for me. I appreciate you.
Fuck that guy on TikTok.
Good team.
Nerd. He's never even seen boobs before.
Wow.
The guy on TikTok?
Except his own.
Oh man.
Yeah,
we're on fire tonight.
People just need to stop trying to be internet famous and just enjoy what you're seeing in front of you. This is the next boom. Enjoy it.
So in more established AEW news, we did have the return of CM Punk. He came out after the end of the Jericho Moxley match, which I thought was really good. It certainly had some sloppy parts, and every 2 minutes, oh, Moxley's bleeding again. That's how it happens with him. But nevertheless, presumably Punk versus Mox at All Out. It's not official, Jason. Not official yet. Should be, unless it could be on Rampage. It could be on Rampage tomorrow night. You never know. But I want you guys to play Booker. All right. So we got the interim champ Mox. We got the current champ.
Oh, wrong Booker. Sorry.
Current champ Punk. We're going to presume they are going to meet it all out. What do you want to see out of this feud? What sort, somebody going heel? Any and all thoughts on kind of what direction you want to see from this?
I would like to see something that I don't think it's going to happen, but what I would like to see is Jon Moxley not bleed.
yeah, that ain't happening. Do you breathe air? Okay, yeah, then you do. Okay, so Moxley bleeds, we breathe air. Yes.
He bleeds at a wrist lock now. I
know.
Get it.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Did Jericho get busted open from
Yes.
a hard way?
I think
was that hard way?
I think he got the. I think when
rings the corner.
Yeah,
Yep.
the ring post like hit him, and like because he was gushing. Like when the match is over with, and they're bringing out 2 towels to put over his
face.
the
towels.
I felt bad for him, but
I predicted that was gonna happen on Twitter yesterday. Of course, it's not official yet, so I'm not gonna go typical Jason predicted everything, knows everything, king of this shit type stuff yet. It's cool that
humble.
we're gonna get Mox and Punk, but like I also said on Twitter, it's been 3 years. Can we get a main event that doesn't have ex-WWE guys in it? I mean, I know these are Tony's favorite wrestling figures. I get it. He's got the greatest fig fed in the world, but it's been 3 years. I mean, look at that opening match last night. Brody King and Darby Allin. A little more blood than I would have liked to have seen, but when you get hit in the face with a skateboard with thumbtacks on it, that's what's going to happen.
Tends to happen that way.
What's going to happen over the next couple weeks? It's going to be a lot of just one-upsmanship. Last night, Punk didn't do anything. He got flipped off. He got the shoulder bump. It's what they talked about on Busted Open.
They did.
How will Punk respond? I don't know. Will it be Rampage? I don't know how. They've got 4 matches and 3 promo segments already scheduled for a 1-hour program. I don't know how that's going to happen to fit CM Punk in. So most likely Dynamite.
Yeah.
I'll be in Chicago. I'll be at All Out. It'll be a fun match, but honestly, it can't just be me. Punk looks fucking old.
Oh, sure.
Old.
Oh, sure.
And Mox may not be a young guy, but he doesn't look old like Punk does. And I hope Moxley wins because I want to see Chicago go up in flames when Punk loses in Chicago. That would be outstanding, and I would love to be a part of that. But, I mean, I was right. That's what I'm taking out of all of this.
Yeah, but how can you boo Moxley, though?
That's what I'm really interested in seeing. Yes, how the crowd is going to respond. And he played it off
so perfect in the ring when Punk was back. He kept looking over at his group, just going, like, no.
Yeah, he's like, I got it. Fucking
no,
this guy.
No, just stay back. I got this. And then
mouth, I don't fucking care that this guy's here.
Yeah. Yeah, Moxley's so cool. Like I want him to win. I want Chicago to cry. I want to see the crying people of Punk losing. I just hope, please don't have Dynamite start with Cult of Personality. It's been so
for the
fresh.
Next 4 weeks?
Yeah, for the next 4 weeks. It's like, oh, here's CM Punk on commentary, or here's CM Punk like another promo. I'm like, I been there, done that, and he does look old. I'm not a fan. Kevin?
I am a fan.
Is it because you got gray in your beard too?
This is the thing. To be honest,
we're brothers.
I think neither of them truly need the title. I think the Blackpool Combat Club are so a unified front. They do not need a title in that group. Period. I think if you're going to put the title on somebody, this is the perfect opportunity to turn CM Punk heel. Truly, it's truly the only true opportunity, and then have FTR back him up when Combat Club comes down and
Wardlow. We saw that Wardlow FTR connection last night. Yep. Yeah, and they're all over Twitter today saying they're friends and their family, and
because they're part of the Pinnacle.
Yeah,
it could easily work out to him turning heel. Mox can't just beat him. Punk can't just come back. I did like it how he was jumping around. You know what I mean? It showed that his surgery, he's not hurting anymore. But yeah, the beard, when it grows out, when I grow mine out too, it makes me look 50. That dude looked like he's like 60. But I don't know. There's something about it. He did look extremely old, but I think the match is going to be fire. I would prefer neither of them have the belt. I don't know who I would put it on.
Brody King.
Outside. When I'm telling you, man, that match was good. That match was damn good. And it wasn't like with Julia in there, Malachi Black, Sting was kind of weird and awkward at that one point. I was just like, get out of the ring. Let Darby and Brody go at it. But man, Brody, give him a shot. But the thing is, he's not the leader. You can't give him a shot. If there's someone's going to get a shot, it's going to be Malachi. And that's the sad thing with that.
Who thought that Darby needed that win the most?
I was glad to see him win.
He can't lose a coffin match.
But when was the last time he won?
Right. He's
on his
taken
own.
a lot of losses. I agree.
Well, that bounce from Brody King off the ring into the casket and the casket closed, that couldn't have been more perfect.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just the way they drew it up.
Yeah. They had a little fishing wire actually hooked up to it.
Yeah, see, piggybacking off of it, Kevin, you kept saying that neither guy needs the championship. I think Moxley needs it more. I think Moxley needs it more to make the Blackpool Combat Club more of what they say they are. They are the best. They are the real wrestlers in all of AEW.
Did any of you see what Jericho posted online after the match?
No.
I don't think so.
Let me find it real quick because it goes against everything of this sports entertainer storyline that they were doing. And it makes me wonder what it is. It says, I went to war tonight and almost won. Kudos to Jon Moxley. He was the better man by a hair tonight, but that match and that loss only stoked the fires of my passions even hotter. In all caps, I am a pro wrestler and a pretty fucking great one.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
He was Lionheart.
Wonder if that'll. Yeah, he was. Lionheart.
Maybe
he was Lionheart.
Guys, I'm always a stickler for production. Tell me if you enjoyed or disliked the Jericho puts the Walls of Jericho on Moxley. We got to go to commercial break and picture, and for 5 minutes. They just sat there in the fucking Walls of Jericho. I hated that.
I fast forwarded.
You need me to believe that this is a finishing move. You need me to believe that he could actually tap out. But when the Susie with the picture, I go, well, that ain't happening. So yeah, for a legit 5 minutes. I mean, props to those guys because that's probably their quads probably were on fire to actually hold that pose that long. But I was like, oh, I hate this. This is a terrible time for a commercial break. But again, me in production. I always figure out what I can gripe about with that thing. But hell of an effort from both those guys. And yeah, I'm excited for that main event. I knew just what day it was. I'm like, they got to figure this out. Is it going to be Punk? Is it somebody else? What's happening? So I think the roof will get blown off the place. Jay, you'll be there live to see it all. So can't wait to see it in person in your case. All right, guys. So yeah, we've had some big stuff with Triple H. We started off talking about Karrion Kross's return, Dexter Lumis return, Dakota Kai. So we're gonna play Triple H got the pen. He wants to bring some more guys and girls back. Our 5 count this week.
More guys.
Re-sign more guys. Why? Or I should say, our countdown for the 5 count is 5 wrestlers that Triple H should bring to WWE.
That Wrestling Podcast presents the 5 count.
All right, so who wants to be Triple H first? Who's the 5 you're bringing back?
I'll go first.
Thank you. Living the gimmick.
Number 5. Jonah, formerly known as Bronson Reed. They could use a big guy that can move like that. Number 4, I want the Fashion Police to come back. Fandango and Tyler Breeze.
Nice.
They need tag teams for the Usos. They need comedy. That's number 4. Number 3 isn't going to ever happen because of the way she was treated last time, but Taya Valkyrie, women are getting pushed to the forefront. And I thought she'd be an amazing talent, but most likely that is never going to happen again. Number 2, Shane Taylor.
That's your guy.
I've sung his praises before. Yep. He's talented. He's got buzz, and he looks different than everybody else, which is pretty hard to do. And he can move for a big guy. Number 1, I don't think they were on your list, Brian, but I want the Iconics to come back. I know one of them got knocked up, but when they have that pop that kid out and 3 weeks later, when you can come back after having a kid, I am ready for the Iconics.
Yeah. Shout out to Becky Lynch. Yes.
Real quick, fun story that I don't think I've talked to you guys about. My wife had a birthday party for the dog over the weekend. It ended with one of our guests' water breaking.
Jesus.
Like it's an 80s sitcom? Is that what happened?
I wanted it to be like that, but it wasn't. I'm so
Did the
bummed.
cab driver deliver the baby?
No, they were like, okay, we got to go. And they rushed out. She had the baby 2 days later. So,
amazing.
Yeah. But of course, me being a dick was like, I hope you cleaned it up.
Is the baby's middle name Harley by chance?
It is not. It is not. Who wants to go next?
Yeah.
I'll go. Screw it. All right. So number 5, because he never got a fair shot in NXT or the main roster. EC3.
Okay.
I want to see what he can actually do in the WWE. Both times he was there, it was like the number 4, main event talent, monster among men, Braun Strowman.
Yep,
number 3, he got his life together. He deserves a second chance. Big Cass. Not Enzo. I want Big Cass back. Number 2, I don't want him back or what he was in WWE. I want Matt Cardona back in the WWE. I didn't say Brian Meyer. Sorry, Jason. I just want Cardona back as Cardona. If he brings Chelsea with him, that's a twofer. That's great. But I don't want Zack Ryder back. I want this interpretation of Cardona back. And number 1, I felt like it was a no-brainer, Bray Wyatt.
Yeah. That's how I went with my list too. I didn't put on Bray. It's like, of course, right?
This is why I tweeted you what I tweeted you today, Brian.
Yes, I got you there. All right, so I'll go. Some of mine have been named, but I have a couple of new entries. Number 5, AJ Francis. He was part of the
Hit Row
group, and he can talk. A big guy, seems pretty athletic, good personality. I think you can find a spot for him. Number 4, a guy I've always really enjoyed, and just it hasn't clicked for him really anywhere. Lio Rush. Leo's so talented. He's got that fast style, and he's good on the mic too. Remember the whole managing Bobby Lashley thing and doing the Lashley.
I feel like he's his own worst enemy.
I do too.
Yeah, he gets in his own way.
He's unreliable. I hope he gets one more chance at the big stage because of his talent. But you're right. It's never come together for him. Number 3, Jay, you touched on it. I had Billie Kay. So 1/2 of the Iconics. I discluded Peyton because of her pregnancy. She was really just starting to get over with that whole, here's my resume, right? Trying to find her gimmick.
She's so funny.
She's funny. She's funny.
Hilarious.
She has a good personality. She seems fine in the ring. So yeah, of course, give her a spot. Joe, I had Matt Cardona as my number 2 for all the reasons you stated. So much history you can play off of with that. My number 1. So I don't know if this is cheating, but I did go with a tag team. And geez, Jay, I know you said he wasn't on your list, but I had Enzo and Cass. I had the tag team. So when you said Enzo earlier wanted to be the Dexter Lumis, I was like, Jesus Christ. What? So great minds think alike. But yeah, I don't know what Enzo's up to. I haven't heard any gossip on him for a while, so hopefully he's doing good. And like
he is fucking jacked now.
Yes, he is. You're right. I have seen
super jacked. So now's the time. They need entertainment. Those guys can entertain. Cass got his stuff together.
Yes.
Oh, fucking jacked too.
That's my number 1.
Yeah. And he looked good on Dynamite a couple weeks back, and nothing ever since then.
I don't know. All right, Kev, bring us home.
Yeah, I and this is the good thing. We have similars, we have different some good reasonings, and this is probably the most females I've had on a list. And this is just
Since college, right?
with
Yes.
hey. Bring out the
Your wife doesn't
creature
watch, right?
picking.
So
Number 5, of course, I want Gargano, but I think with the even Bailey on Monday night saying, we want, to make the impact. The women here want to be here. So I think Candice LeRae, I think, could be huge. Motherhood is hopefully treating her well, but, bring Johnny along with you. It's working for Seth and Becky. Bring the little baby on the road.
the baby's named Quill.
Bring the baby on the road.
Also known as Star-Lord.
But
and it's been over 3 weeks, so she should be ready to go.
Oh,
Yeah, it should be good.
It's gotta be like
and another female, I think she was there before. I do think Chelsea Green could bring some extremely good talent back to the main roster. Everyone
Till she breaks her arm again.
Yeah,
Well,
she was snake bit by the injuries
dang.
of the Thunderdome.
But even though when I said Candice, bring Johnny. Johnny wasn't on my list, of course. It's kind of like with the Bray. But number 3, I want Chelsea to bring Matt Cardona back.
Yep.
I wanted to, start off with that Zack Ryder music, have him come out and say, I'm not Zack Ryder, go and, give a good promo, say, my name is Matt Cardona, yada, yada, yada. And the best thing is, great minds think alike, because I do have 2 tag teams in there, Big Cass and Enzo, and right in there, Iconics.
Nice.
Hey, look at that. Okay.
But I want him. I don't want him coming back singles. I want, and it kind of stinks that, Peyton is pregos. Congratulations to her. I'm sure.
what a sentence. Kind of
And
stinks
if-
that she's pregnant. Congratulations to her.
if it's a girl, hopefully it looks like Sean Spears because holy moly, that girl will be, as in, Sean will have a lot to worry about because his wife is a pretty lady.
Fair enough.
I knew what you were saying, but it's just like,
Those were like some of the worst compliments ever.
it's like, oh,
It's
I
like,
can't.
Congrats
Too bad
on the kid. That sucks. That
It sucks she got pregnant because you
yeah.
can't go back to WWE
Those
in
were
our
amazing,
fictitious
Ken.
world.
But the main reason I had Big Cass and Enzo number 1, WWE has a lot of history of giving second chances, and Enzo, that would be the big one of the biggest second chances, I would say. And Big Cass is turning his life around, and they're talking, and that's the good thing, because they didn't talk for a long time, right? Big Cass and Enzo, so showing up together. So I think that would be great.
Well, there you
And
go.
they never won the championships when they
No.
were on the main roster.
No, they didn't. No. Well, there you go. Triple H. I think the rest is up to you, my friend. We got you guys covered. That's this week's 5 count.
Who made your 5 count? Let us know on social media using the hashtag TWP5count.
All right, that's about going to do it for this week's show. I got one last thing I actually wanted to share with you guys. I'm going to call this the viral clip of the week. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to play a viral wrestling clip, and we're just going to react to it live. Maybe you guys saw this already. Maybe you did not.
This isn't going to be a trademark violation. Is it?
Party's over,
Well,
Grandpa.
It's on Twitter, so I would think if it's good enough for Twitter, it's probably good enough for the podcast. Let's share the screen here and take a look.
Oh, I remember this.
Did you see this or know what it is?
No, I just remember when it actually happened. Because I used to watch this show.
Your middle name is Macho, but I'm wondering if you ever cry. Has Macho Man ever cried?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh. It's okay for macho men to show every emotion available right there, because I've cried 1,000 times, I'm going to cry some more. But I've soared with the eagles, and I've slithered with the snakes, and I've been everywhere in between. And I'm going to tell you something right now. There's one guarantee in life, and that there are no guarantees, yeah. And I understand this. Yeah. Nobody likes a quitter. Nobody said life was easy, so if you get knocked down, take the standing 8 count, get back up, and fight again. And you're a macho maniac. Dig it.
Okay.
How about that, guys? How about
Is
that?
that better or worse than
Regis and Kathy
Regis
Lee.
and Kathy Lee?
Yeah, we
about
listened to
that?
that on the way home here.
Oh yeah, tell me about the ride back. I wasn't with you guys from Nashville. How'd it go?
Oh, I talked everybody's ear off.
Yeah,
no,
Brian
I
could
couldn't
not
talk.
stop
Oh,
talking.
you couldn't
He was
talk
like,
at all. That's
I
right.
couldn't talk at all.
2 hours of live Metallica.
We did get
Nice.
Metallica.
It was my
albums.
first
That was
Metallica
pretty sweet.
concert.
Yep. Yeah. Joe
It
was
was like, this is the most
indoctrinated.
live I've ever heard of Metallica. We
Everything. What's the next song? Fuel.
Yeah, we
Fuel.
did. We were
Never
like, what's
played
the
it.
next song? What's the
Fuel.
next song? What's the next song?
Fuel.
Yeah, we played that game. Yeah. So it was pretty uneventful, but yeah, I was
All right.
not really able to take part too much. It was a whole lot of me just
Brian
like,
couldn't speak. His kids still thought he was a monster.
yeah.
So I have an announcement
Uh
coming soon. We have a new shirt coming to whatamaneuver.net.
Ooh.
oh.
This one's all for me. I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't care if I'm the only one that buys it. It's the only one for me, and it has to deal with our trip to Uranus. So,
okay. All right. Well, I'm excited to see. what you
yeah.
come up
So
with there.
it's there. It's in processing now.
Okay.
It probably should be up in a couple days, but yeah,
right.
that trip was a lot of fun, and I think I have 3 really great photos of the 4 of us that will go up on the wall here eventually. So new t-shirt coming to our whatamaneuver.net store, which of course we sold so many shirts, we made Raw better. Joe touched on that.
Yeah.
Brian still hasn't returned my Controversy Creates Cap book.
Yeah, it's around here
17 and a half years later.
Yeah. You want to borrow my XFL book in the meantime? We can call it even. I don't maybe not.
No.
I was speaking of which, I was very disappointed. I went to the Pro Football Hall of Fame today, and they had a little wing for the USFL. No XFL.
Oh.
Well, they're
Nothing
partnered up with
XFL.
them now, so in 10
Wayne will
years,
change that.
I'm like, where is the He Hate Me jersey? Come on. Where's the
Brian's
check for the
closet.
$1 million game?
Right.
There's enough Steelers stuff there, but whatever.
I'm sure. All right, guys. Yeah. If you haven't checked out the vlog or any of those videos that Jason mentioned, again, youtube.com/thatwrestlingpodcast. And of course, at thatwrestlepod for all things socials and for all of our genius takes throughout the week. Hey, great to be back, guys. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. And as always, enjoy wrestling.
Fuck the dirt sheets.
Thanks for listening. Follow That WrestlePod on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube.
1, 2, 3, that's it!